issue, it's my understanding that the decision to end this program is not simply to truncate it, but to actually take these brand new planes and send them to the boneyard, I think was the term that was used in the description of the budget earlier. These are planes that are bought and paid for. Can you explain how that is a good business plan? Because frankly, it feels like a 60 Minutes moment in terms of the taxpayer. And again, first of all, is that correct? And number two, just explain how that works.
Sir, there are multiple options which haven't played out. Yes, they certainly could go into what we call flyable storage. Would happen out in Arizona. They could also become foreign military sales vehicles to other air forces, and there are other air forces interested in the platforms. So, I mean, there's a couple of options which again haven't played out, and certainly that would happen in the next number of months.
Well, again, I think for some of us that's an issue we kind of need to understand a little better. I mean, it's my understanding the producer is not too thrilled about the idea of us turning around and sort of flipping the planes for resale, and frankly, that's pretty understandable.
Maybe.
Yep.
But I mean, we have a mandate from you to
understood
get smaller,
again,
and we are.
So when the F-22 production line came to an end, I mean, we truncated the program, and that, frankly, for some of us was a bitter pill, but nonetheless, I mean, those planes are still being used, and that's sort of the thing that I think we're struggling to understand is why perfectly brand new planes are not being sort of at least used. And again, I'm sure that's something that the budget folks can walk us through. For Guard and Reserves who have been given sort of an alternative for is it the 12 MC, or the MC-12 rather, excuse me. Mr. Secretary, you indicated that the adjustments to Guard and Reserves aircraft is being driven by strategy. Again, those planes are, in my understanding, are used for intelligence and reconnaissance, given the fact that, the strategy horizon is that we're sort of going to be leaving Afghanistan sometime in the future. I'm just trying to visualize for Guard units who are being told this is your new assignment, what is the strategy that will make that a firm commitment? I mean, this has been an issue. I don't have to tell you that, Guard units are kind of feeling like, their heads spinning in terms of trying to keep up with what their mission is.
This is a fair point, and we struggle as well with the rapid changes in force structure, the rapid changes in the fiscal environment that have caused us to have to take decisions, revisit decisions, and continue to adjust. This is a challenging part of the environment in which we live. I would say when the MC-12 came into the inventory, we gave serious consideration to putting it in the Guard and Reserve from the very beginning. It does have a counter drug kind of capability that's well beyond the existing capabilities of the RC-26, which has been used in that capacity across the southern tier of the U.S. To support Guard and counter drug activities. So it does represent an increase in those capabilities. But when we brought the MC-12 into the force, the Guard did not have the manpower to support and to generate quickly the required capability to operate that downrange. You should be aware, I think you already are, the MC-12s are not in the United States. They went straight from the factory into the theater, and that's where they're operating today. But as we look forward, we think this is a more sustainable mission for the Guard as the op tempo adjusts a little bit. And I believe that the Air National Guard looked at the locations of the MC-12 along the southern tier mainly as a good fit.
Well, again, certainly want to work with you in terms of trying to, find flying missions. It's critical, obviously, to keep that capability, which you talked about earlier. But obviously, there's going to be questions, and look forward to working with you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Forbes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And